It's been 13 years since Avatar was originally released in theaters, a massive global phenomenon, the highest grossing movie of all time. And now we're only a few weeks away from James Cameron's sequel, Avatar 2: The Way of Water. But already there are big worries about this movie, not just because they're unsure of how many people are going to be invested in this, interested in this 13 years after the fact, but also James Cameron's own words have led people to believe that this has a possibility to lose a ton of money for Hollywood and for Disney. James Cameron admits Avatar 2 needs to gross $2 billion just to break even. Now, that is a monster number for any movie to even think about, but if that's the number you need to hit before you make a profit, holy shit, they might be in some trouble regardless of how good the movie is or not, because that means it has to be one of the biggest movies of all time. But James Cameron isn't really helping himself to get people excited for Avatar 2 because his most recent comments about Hollywood are pretty contrary to what most normal people are thinking right now. Avatar: The Way of Water director James Cameron claims testosterone is a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. We are sitting in an age in Hollywood that's been a disaster. The past year or two has been a disaster for woke Hollywood, for the box office. Now, people will try to blame the pandemic. They'll try to blame all these things. But you can turn and point to Spider-Man: No Way Home. You can turn and point to Top Gun: Maverick. That if you put things out there that people are interested in, they will come to the theater. They will pay money. But right now, across the board, it's been a disaster for Hollywood because so many people are focused on identity politics instead of storytelling. And the demasculinization of Hollywood is absolutely one of those things that has turned people off at the box office. And now you have James Cameron coming out here right before the release of his movie, essentially saying that it's a good thing to get rid of testosterone. That's a bad thing for people. We don't want to focus on any of that. Where so many people right now are clamoring for a testosterone-filled movie like Top Gun: Maverick, for the days of like the 80s and 90s of Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies, action movies, things like that. That's what people are clamoring for right now. But no, instead, they end up getting the feminization of men, the masculinization of women, and deciding to destroy everything at the altar of identity politics. But let's look and see what James Cameron said. James Cameron, the director of the upcoming Avatar: The Way of Water film, claimed testosterone is a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. In a wide-ranging article from The Hollywood Reporter, Cameron discussed his working relationship with Disney. Cameron noted he hasn't had any big clashes with Disney. Maybe it's still a honeymoon phase. We'll see. If the movie doesn't make money, then maybe the honeymoon's over. Well, again, like we said, from James Cameron's own mouth. This seems like an exaggeration to me, but this is what the man said. It needs to be the third or fourth highest grossing movie in history to break even. That would mean $2 billion at the box office. That is big. The director would then contrast it with its previous interactions with executives at 20th Century Fox. A lot of things I did earlier I wouldn't do, career-wise, and just risks that you take as a wild testosterone poison young man. And when you look at James Cameron, when you look at some of these works he's had, some of the greatest movies of all time, when he says he was just a testosterone poisoned young man, I don't know about that. That seems crazy to me. Then he adds, I always think of testosterone as a toxin you have to slowly work out of your system. Testosterone is not a toxin, as noted by Mayo Clinic. It plays an important role in development and maintains some typical masculine physical characteristics like muscle mass and strength and growth of facial and body hair. Cameron's idea about testosterone might also be bleeding into Avatar. What little Cameron did talk about the film, he revealed, will seemingly feature an asshole dad. He told the outlet, I'm going to work out a lot of my stuff artistically I've gone through as a parent. The overreaching idea the family is a fortress. I thought I can write the hell out of this. I know what it is to be the asshole dad. So whatever that may mean, could be interesting, certainly. The description of the movie contrasts a bit with what actor Sam Worthington said, who says the love stories evolve. We now have a family, and to be honest, the movie is about protecting your family. Whether that's an immediate family, it works on many levels, could be communal family, the family that we chose. And of course, we know, just like the first one was an environmental propaganda movie, I recognized that as a 19-year-old, or however old I was when I saw it, 19, 20 years old in the theater. It was environmental propaganda. That's what the first Avatar movie was. Certainly, that's what the second one will be about as well as addressing climate change possibilities. But when it does come to testosterone, when you look at some of James Cameron's history, like Terminator, T2, are you kidding me? Yes, testosterone is just an awful thing. You got to work that out. Well, when you were actually infusing your movies with testosterone, they were some of the greatest movies that people had ever seen, and people are begging desperately to have that back again in Hollywood, but it seems like James Cameron has absolutely no interest in something like that. Let me know what you guys think about this. I have no idea what this movie will do in the box office. I have no idea what to predict for it, because I quite simply don't know what the demand is going to be. I do know 2 billion is a big number for anybody to hit, but we'll see if James Cameron can do it with Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.